She goes to the second floor master bedroom, locks the door, crushes up some pills, and attempts to take her own life. She uses the knife she got in the kitchen to slash her wrists and her neck. She moves the bed away from the wall, away from the window. She opens that window and goes out. She lands on the cold, hard ground. When you started working for the Clancy family, was there conversation with Lindsay about Callan not taking a bottle?
I don't remember that.
Did you often feed him a bottle when you were caring for him?
I did.
And do you recall at one point that you actually videoed Callan taking a bottle and sent it to Lindsay?
Oh, yes, I did. Okay. Yes.
And that would have been on September 9th, correct?
Yes.
At this point, Your Honor, I'd like to just play a short video.
Really, I object. I don't have a, let the jury see the video. Can I see?
Rossi, is that the video that you took of Callan taking the bottle?
Yes, it was.
And fair to say you sent that video to Lindsay Clancy on September 9th of 2022?
Yes, I did.
At this point, I'd move to admit a copy of that clip.
And does she also describe she's having trouble leaving the baby, too anxious to do anything when she leaves, physical tension, heart racing, worries he won't eat or sleep because he's refusing the bottle?
Yes.
And did she say that makes her irritable?
Yes.
So there is a message from Ms. Clancy to you on September 30th, 2022 in the portal that states, "Hi, Dr. Tufts. Thanks again for all your help at our last 2 appointments. While I am feeling just better enough to function without medication, I did reach out to my employer about extending my leave for reasons of postpartum anxiety/depression. I don't feel mentally well enough to return to taking care of patients with a baby at home that still won't take the bottle. I know this will trigger my anxiety too much, and also having to stay up all night as a nurse, I don't feel it's possible right now. They asked that my provider could fill out a form so they could process this request. Can I please send you the form to fill out?" And you responded on September 30th, 2022 at 2:41 p.m. This type of paperwork often requires a lot of information, so it's best if we go through it together in an appointment. Do you recall that?
Yes.
So would that have been why the October 3rd appointment was set up?
That may have been, yes.
I feel incredibly sad and guilty about not breastfeeding anymore. That was the one thing I could do to help his immune system, and I can tell he really doesn't like the formula. I'm very sad about this. I know at this time it's what I needed to do for my mental health. She wrote that, right?
Correct.
I mean, the Commonwealth has at least inferred through their case that this was not a serious suicide attempt, right? I mean, and there's questions about whether or not somebody's hanging outside the window or not. And so why wasn't this an issue that the Commonwealth could have anticipated would come up?
The position of the Commonwealth isn't that it wasn't a serious suicide attempt. It's that the methods that were chosen were insufficient to achieve the goal. And the reasons for that we would argue in our closing. I don't think we have to disclose that theory at this point, but we've never said it wasn't a serious suicide attempt. We've never said it was a fake suicide attempt. What we've endeavored to develop from the testimony is that the methods that were chosen were methods that would be unsuccessful, but we're not saying it wasn't a serious attempt. And I think the reasons for that will become clearer when the doctors give their testimony. But it's our position that she was attempting to kill herself that night, and there are various reasons and factors where she was unsuccessful in killing herself, but successful in killing her children.
Notes in the interactions with the providers prior to your meeting between January 1st and January 3rd, did anyone ever note any symptoms or concerns for psychosis?
No.
And you're aware that Ms. Clancy was also still in that, what was considered the postpartum period, right? She had had a child in May of 2022.
That's a tricky question to answer because different organizations or agencies assign postpartum a different length of time.
Okay, and so in your training experience, in your experience as a person who diagnoses,
yes,
did you consider postpartum as part of what you had to figure out here with this patient? Or was it really not a consideration?
It was.
Okay, and why was it for you?
I mean, she had a child, and the risk of postpartum depression, postpartum psychosis is a serious consideration.
Okay. Now, after this first meeting with Ms. Clancy on the 3rd, were you able to give her, in your own opinion, a diagnosis?
Yes.
And what was that?
You said after the 3rd?
Right.
Okay. So that would mean one meeting.
Yes.
I gave her a diagnosis of insomnia with a mental health condition because one day of observation wasn't sufficient for me to figure out if she truly, to give a solid diagnosis because it sticks with the patient.
Right. Fair to say you just didn't have enough information at that point.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
I did not have any concerns about her safety or a risk for anybody else.
Okay, but as far as from a diagnostic perspective, would you have preferred to have more information about her sleep patterns and her mood?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you said that you didn't have a concern for her safety. So what, in your time that you were with her, that you met with her, and all the information that you reviewed, what were identified as maybe protective factors that made you feel comfortable that she was safe?
She was, there are several things. She was future-oriented. She was clearly invested in her children. She was a caring mother, just like a caring mother. She had her parents around to help her. She had family and supports. We ensured that she would have outpatient psychiatric care for follow-up. She didn't have a history of suicide. She had no history of psychosis, postpartum psychosis. She had a stable place to live.